Next on this New Year's edition of the Channel 12 News, a new head football coach for the Wisconsin Badgers. He's Barry Alvarez, defensive coordinator for Notre Dame. Also tonight, U.S. troops are now leaving Panama, at least some of them are, and devotees of a New Year's Day tradition take the icy plunge in Milwaukee. The news is next. Hope you'll stay with us right here on Channel 12.
If you're between 8 and 18 and love to play tennis, join us for the Kids Serving Kids Tennithon to help kids with cancer. For details, call Children's Hospital at 931-1140.
I'm Tom Trevelhorn, manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, and I have better things to do with my time than fill potholes in my driveway or replace stones in my patio. You can save yourself a lot of time and money with concrete patios and drives. Concrete stands up to any punishment, so it's virtually maintenance-free, and today's concrete comes in a variety of looks. Concrete patios and drives leaves more time for fun and games. And you know how I love to play games.
Contact Wisconsin Ready Mix Concrete Association for more information.
All the best from Channel 12. Hey, all the best this new year. Bring it in with good cheer. Carolers and angels singing. Joy, hope and peace they're bringing. All the best from us to you. To you. Season's greetings from Channel 12. Happy holidays.
Listen to me. I want you to cross at the corner and look both ways because people today will run right over you.
Today, the streets are even more dangerous than you think.
You like flying? I got something that'll really make you fly.
So talk to your kids about drugs or somebody else will.
Best newscast, says United Press International. From Channel 12, WISN TV, this is the Channel 12 News.
Good evening and Happy New Year. We're all here. Marty will be back tomorrow. Appreciate you staying with us. University of Wisconsin has a new head football coach. He's 42-year-old Barry Alvarez, highly respected assistant coach at Notre Dame. To seal the deal, UW Athletic Director Pat Richter literally flew to Miami today, where Notre Dame and Colorado were facing off in the Orange Bowl. Alvarez, defensive coordinator under Lou Holtz for the last 2 seasons, always wanted to be a head coach. And he said today, upon accepting the proposition, Wisconsin is a perfect fit.
I've always felt that it was a good situation at Wisconsin, and I'm very excited about it. And I guess since, as I said, since it opened, that's the one, you know, I've been interviewed by several other places, and that's the job that I wanted.
With Barry Alvarez inked in, thoughts turn now back to the future. Jerry Grayson spoke with Badgers and fans who hope Alvarez's selection will mean forward Wisconsin.
Dave Clemens and Neil Glaser are both walk-on football players at Wisconsin who played prep ball at Brown Deer.
The big man, punch.
As they watch bowl games with Neil's dad, Bob, they say maybe Barry Alvarez can help bring the Badgers a bowl bit of their own. They like the choice of Alvarez as new coach.
He's been involved with a team that's familiar with most of the Big Ten teams. Notre Dame's schedule has included a number of Big Ten teams.
We have a good defense, and I think he can do a lot with it and put everything together on the team.
I think he knows the Midwest from a recruiting standpoint, so I think that has to be a positive.
Carl Silvestri is a former Wisconsin player who's now a major Badger booster. He applauds his former teammate, Pat Richter, for settling quickly on a good coach to replace Don Martin because of what it means for recruiting.
Now, this gives him enough time to go out and try to secure the state, which I think is critical.
And as Badger players watch the Rose Bowl, some admit they're still a bit unhappy about the way the Don Martin situation was handled, but now they say it's time to move on.
Everything should work out all right.
Especially with a new coach who knows what bowling is all about. Jerry Grayson, Channel 12 News, Brown Deer.
Carl Silvestri was a member of Wisconsin's 1963 Rose Bowl team. Mark Shanowski will have more comments on this whole subject when we come back with sports in just a little bit. But if the start of the new year is any indication, 1990 may shape up to be just as violent as 1989 was. The streets of Milwaukee, at least 6 people wounded in shootings last night. Alan May covers the crime beat for us.
1989 ended with a violent tone Milwaukee is becoming accustomed to. Just before midnight, a man was sent to the hospital after a confrontation with guns at a North Side tavern. That same violent tone helped ring in the new year. Early this morning, 2 teenage girls were injured at this house after some unintended recklessness by a friend playing with a gun. Then, a few blocks away, a man was shot in the leg for reasons still suspicious. And later, 2 men were wounded outside the Odyssey Tavern in what may have been a gang-related shooting.
Everyone is feeling the strain from this increase in reported crime.
Milwaukee had an all-time high 116 homicides last year, an increase of 35%. But what may be even more startling is that reports of violent injuries was nearly 85% higher than last year. Probably the toughest question to answer is whether last year's violence is a thing of the past or a sign of more to come.
We're going to just have to take each day as it comes, and if there's a trend, we're going to try to stay on top of it. Quite frankly, there have not been specific trends on our violent crimes.
That's another way of saying that no one has been able to point to any one thing to explain what's behind all the violence or what will stop it. Alan May, Channel 12 News, Milwaukee.
We're told that an 18-year-old Milwaukee man will probably be charged tomorrow in the death of 4-year-old Misty Dawn Faust, a little girl found sexually assaulted, strangled, and smothered in her mother's home yesterday. Police say the man was a, quote, friend of the family. He is now in custody. Near Oshkosh, they'll search again tomorrow for 58-year-old Eugene Schrader of Omro. He was riding an ATV on Lake Butenemore when it and an ATV that his wife was on fell through thin ice. She was saved by friends, but he vanished and was not found yet. New Year's now. The falling ball in Times Square is part of it. Champagne toasts are part of it. And around here, the polar bear plunge in Lake Michigan is part of it. So Angie Moreski was there for that.
These polar bears went belly up, you might say, all in the name of the new year. While some might call them crazy, taking these icy dips into Lake Michigan has become an American tradition in Milwaukee.
This is my 10th.
Never mind 30-degree weather and ice-covered waters, these folks say it's fun.
Beautiful out. Go for a swim.
Now, a big part of getting ready to take the plunge, well, need I say more?
Have a couple of beers, a couple shots of tequila, and jump in.
Refreshing for some.
How did the polar bear like it? How'd you like it? Hey, he's still singing.
Sobering for others.
How was it?
Too damn cold.
Cold, but for some, this was an experience they just couldn't let slip away. Just one more reason to keep the celebration going. Even for those too young to swim. Happy New Year, Angie Moreski, Channel 12 News, Milwaukee.
I'm not sure we want to tell anybody this, but 200 people were involved in that, actually went in the water. 2 people parachuted into the water, and at least 1 person was water skiing today. Coming up, U.S. troops are beginning to come home from Panama now, and across the world, they're celebrating the new year with new freedoms.
Yoo-hoo, excuse me, it's New Year's, but Toyotathon will be back again tomorrow as the biggest sales event of the year continues. Great savings on options packages, big factory-to-dealer incentives, Toyotathon coast to coast. Don't miss it.
Ski Wisconsin super ski areas this winter. Ski Little Switzerland. Ski lessons, rentals, quick lift lines, and 12 runs for all levels of skiers. Little Switzerland, Highway 41, Slinger. Devil's Head, just 2 hours northwest of Milwaukee in Merrimack. Your full-service resort, over 150 acres of skiable terrain with 12 lifts. Learn to ski with the Blizzard Ski Club each Saturday for youths 7 to 18. Transportation, professional instruction, and adult supervision. Come on, Ski Wisconsin.
Don't just sit there. Sit here and find out what Milwaukee's really talking about. Join Mark Segrist live weekdays at 10. Write or call Milwaukee's Talking.